Hello, thank you for stopping to watch my video. I want to teach as many U.S. investors, U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, and franchisee owners, and entrepreneurs and 1099 income earners how you can save taxes legally. So few people have ever heard of the Spendthrift Trust. It's legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. It's been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions, and both times the Supreme Court has favored it. You can't get more legal than that. Personally, I work for a private law firm that was started 77 years ago by a Harvard law professor, and in 77 years, not a single trust has ever been audited. Now, Paul Benson wrote 5 separate trusts to save specific money. Today, we're only going to talk about 2 of them. One is the Business Trust for U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, and 1099 income earners. You will save at least 90% on federal income taxes yearly, and in 43 states no longer pay state income taxes. With this money, you could pay off your mortgage, you could buy a new vehicle, take your family on vacation, you could give to your favorite charity, or you could save for retirement. An example of what I've accomplished: a local pizzeria in Charlotte that had 2 locations. They were doing their 2022 taxes when they started the trust in 2023. Between the 2 locations, they were making $15,000 gross per month, or $180,000 per year, saving 90% federal income taxes and no longer paying North Carolina state income taxes. They got to save for a full year $34,598. They opened up a 3rd location in 2024. And over Labor Day of 2025, they opened up a 4th location. When they retire, they're going to leave 2 pizzerias to 1 adult child, 2 pizzerias to another adult child, no inheritance tax, and the adult children will continue to save federal and state income taxes. I know what you're thinking. This is too good to be true. It's not. I have a free class at www.thetrustisyou.com. Download it, watch it, and set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. Now, that was the Business Trust for U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, and 1099 income earners. If you're making at least $100,000 gross per year, you will save 5 figures in taxes, leave a legacy. All lawsuits become frivolous. I can't stop you from being sued, but all lawsuits become frivolous, and all your information is private. Now let's talk about the Beneficial Trust. This is for all U.S. investors. I don't care what kind of investing you're doing. You're going to save the following 5 taxes year after year. You will no longer pay short-term capital gains when you sell crypto, when you're a forex investor, when you're options trading, when you're wholesaling, when you're fix and flipping, when you're doing tax liens or auction houses. The short-term capital gains are just like federal income taxes, between 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket. Personally, in 2019, I wholesaled 7 bank-owned properties, and my tax bracket went from 22% to 24%, and I owed the federal government $94,000 in short-term capital gains. Remember, COVID had started around March 17th, and everything I was doing shut down. Long-term capital gains are a year or more, and are either 15% or 20%, depending on whatever you're doing. So if you're selling your business, you're selling an investment property, you're selling a baseball card, you'll no longer pay interest income taxes if you're a passive investor, you're in mutual funds, if you are in a REIT, if you're doing subject to real estate, if you're doing the BRRRR strategy. I personally have notes where I'm the paper on the house. People pay me their mortgage. If you're doing creative financing, seller financing, or if you're a forex investor. Yes, forex investors, you get taxed twice: capital gains and interest income taxes. You need the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. You'll no longer pay dividend income taxes. So if you're in the stock market, you're a day trader, you're a futures trader, you're a commodities trader, or you're living off of dividends, you will save the taxes. Again, all of this is taxed between 10% to 37% depending on your tax bracket. You will no longer pay rental income taxes. I don't care if you have short-term rentals like Airbnb or vacation rentals. Maybe you have 5 doors, 10 doors, 20 doors, multifamily, apartment buildings, commercial property, or you're doing Airbnb arbitrage. You will save taxes. Yes, you can move a property with a depreciation schedule into the trust. Yes, you can move a property with a cost averaging into the trust, because all lawsuits become frivolous. If the renter's dog gets out and bites the mailman cannot come after you. They go after the renter. And finally, you'll no longer pay royalty income taxes. They're taxed a little bit less, between 10% to 35%, and affect you if you're an actor, an actress, a musician. Maybe you're an author, an artist, you're in the NFT world, you have copyrights, patents, or intellectual property. I want to teach this to as many people as possible. This is the secret of the rich. Again, I have a free masterclass at www.thetrustisyou.com. When I post this video, I will also have a way to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me, so you can, it's not a sales call, you'll see how much you personally can be saving in taxes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for learning something new today. Have a beautiful week. Take care.